Alright guys, thanks for your patience. We are into game 2. We're locked and loaded, ready to go. Let's do this. The Bee's Thighs versus Pang Smash, round 2. Pang Smash took the first game quite easily. And we'll see what they can do in this second game here. Who is Evan, as expected, put in quite a bit of work. And it's probably not going to get any easier for them. Katarina is kind of a more feast or famine champion, though. If she gets set back on the early game, it's going to be hard for her to make the same impact that she wants to. But that's just the confidence that he has to outplay his laner, so we'll see how he does against... actually, I'm not really sure who he's going up against. I'm guessing it's going to be Nidalee, since Xerath is all the way up top. And Xerath will have the range advantage over the Jarman, so we'll see how that plays out. But still, the red team will have to make doubly sure that this game does not snowball out of control as fast as it did last time. And this time, Wind Move is on Elise, who also can gank early, has a lot of ganking presence early as well. We'll see if he makes the same mistakes, though, and goes too hard like he did last time. It's going to come down to how he's able to execute his ganks, I think. As who is Evan already taking the free harass that Nidalee allowed right there. Getting the bouncing blade all the way across. But Godly Jesus this time doing a much better job of mitigating damage to a minimum. Doesn't take way as much early damage. And Xerath with no mana pot, so we'll see how he conserves his skills. You can already see right there that Jarvan is very conscious of that range disadvantage. Not quite as confident when it comes to last hitting the creeps. As who is Evan? Shumpoing in. Does not care. It's quite possible that he got a read on Godly Jesus in the first game and says that he's got that lane matchup figured out as far as the player is concerned. And yeah, Nidalee should definitely be trying to harass Katarina more when she's at early level, because that is where she is at her weakest. Very nice binding, finds his way onto Crocera. The heal and the flash get popped, but it is not going to be enough. A nice aggressive flash forward by Mark, and Ezreal, what are you doing? You are very close to dying as well. You cannot sit there and trade autos right there with 2v1. So that was a really nice binding threaded across by Morgana. Clearly caught Lulu off guard right there. And he tried to hit the escape button, but it was way too late. War comes across from Godly Jesus as she spots Captain Zeus taking the wraiths away, but is in no position to really do anything. And at least will have to help herself to the leftovers. Up in the top lane, Xerath is struggling very much once again, even despite having the range advantage on his autos and spells. Godly Jesus gets jumped on yet again and no punish. He's having free reign right now, and that's not something that the red team can allow. I mean, they can't get too timid. They have to be careful, but they can't just let them walk all over them like that. They're definitely going to have to make a play at some point. And Wind Move is in an actually good position. Had the jump on Captain Zeus. He's going to repel in. He is really deep in enemy territory, though, as Katarina coming around from the side. And there's the Q initiated in. Gets the extra damage. The Cocoon does not hit again. That is very unfortunate. He needs to start landing those. As Jarvan continuing to bully Xerath as he is running low on mana. And he is down almost 3-1 on CS. In fact, a little bit worse off than that. But in any event, blue team just going right back to work. Saying that blue side, red side does not make a difference. And now Nidalee's going to have to hold that as she's going to have to farm underneath her turret with no Cougar form and no not a whole lot of mana left, so that's going to be really difficult for her to get all those creeps. Especially with Katarina lurking right there, throwing daggers at her. Captain Poseidon taking a couple turret hits right there. So he's going to have to back off. His mana's okay for now, but it's not great. And I'm a little surprised that the blue team did not opt to go back and buy yet. As it stands right now, CS aside, it's still a Doran's Blade to a Doran's Blade, so the advantage off of the kill has not been taken yet. It's quite possible that Draven is saving up for a BF sword though, as he is at 1300. We'll see what they decide to do. Yeah. Well, actually, no. It looks like they are gonna base. Oh no, they're not. Okay. Yeah, there would have been no reason for him to stick around all that long right before the BF sword and then back right before he had the gold for it. So as soon as he gets that BF money, he will be out of there. Yeah, another long-range bind by Captain Poseidon. I guess there was a reason why it was banned out in Game 1. They knew that it was a champion that he really liked to play and was comfortable with. Stand aside coming across, doing no real disruption right there. Very nice binding landing onto Ezreal though, that was very well placed. And with the Tormented Soil there ticking away and along with the Draven autos, Ezreal forced to Arcane Shift out of range. But that's just going to push him further away from the turret. And Draven now has his BF sword money and then some, but it looks like they're just going to not allow the red team any breathing room. Ezreal does decide to go back, and that's going to leave Lulu all by herself, which is a little dangerous. Lulu does not quite yet have flash up again. So if she gets caught out, who is Evan blows the entire combo right there. As Nidalee has no hard CC to interrupt that. Just has to take it. And she does get out of dodge before Elise manages to show up. But she might go back in again, and we'll see if they can punish her this time. Evan has been playing very loose. See if we can get back onto that mid lane. And Nidalee's trying to bait. There's the Shumpo forward. Elise is gonna go. And juking for the stun. They actually bait the flash out before the cocoon, but then the stun missed anyway. Win move really needs to hit those stuns though for the red team to get any sort of control back. That definitely should have been punished harder when he used his Shumpo just to move forward onto a creep. And hopefully now that his flash is down, Win move will actually start pressuring that lane and probably just flat out camping it. I'm not sure if there's much he can do to assist the bot lane at the moment since they're so far pushed up. And top lane's probably a lost cause at this point, and it's going to become even worse for him. He's going to get a 3-man dove right here unless he recognizes it and gets out immediately. It doesn't look like he sees it. Yeah, he doesn't see it, so he's probably dead. Demacia! Lucian didn't even get an assist. Sad days. Essentially, that's time wasted for Lucian right there since he got nothing out of it. We'll see if the Whirling Death comes out. Yes, indeed, it does. Elise, once again, too late to the party. And that is the problem with pushing up like that in a losing lane. It's a long walk back to your turret. Elise cancels the back. Gets spotted out by Captain Poseidon. Is able to clear the vision away, but not going to be able to do anything to help his AD carry at this point. And the counter pink will come across. Well, actually, no, just the regular ward. Obviously, you don't need pinks to disrupt pinks anymore. My mistake. So yeah, red team falling into that same slump that they had in the first game, where blue team is just starting to rotate around the map, roam around, and have their way with them. Another nice binding lands as Katarina gets everything off. The Transmogulate didn't even matter because Black Shield OP. And Morgana was tanking the turret, so very, very nice. And Italy waiting off to the side, but really there's no purpose in waiting over there. Might as well just farm your lane. You're not going to be able to make a play on 4 people. And a nice pickup by Jarvan, making it look so free right now. So easy. And the dragon picked up. This is looking like curtains right now for the Bees Thighs. They are in a very big deficit right now. Basically, the worst case scenario for everything is happening. The solo lanes and the AD carrier getting fed, and they're trying to make aggressive plays as well, which is further facilitating more kills. As that should have been a cocoon under the turret. I'm not sure why Draven didn't die earlier, but he does die anyway as he runs right back into the spear. So that was a pretty derpy moment right there by Draven, but overall his performance has been so strong. We can look the other way on that one. That was just one of those plays where he was feeling it and wanted to go for it. Happens to the best of us. It's that kind of confidence, though, that's going to propel them up this winner's bracket if they want to do well. So in a situation like this where they're that far ahead, not the worst idea in the world to try to go for that. So yeah, the top and bottom outer turrets are now gone for the Bees Thighs. All that's left is the mid turret, and that's going to go down real quick. Katarina already has a needlessly large rod and Codex, pieces of the DFG, Deathfire's Grasp, and that's going to further facilitate her burst damage. Very nice spear, though, by Godly Jesus, and the turret with the longest of ranges right now has just been trolling the blue team. That's the second kill that they've given up due to tower damage. And Draven getting the speed up. Can he catch? Yes, he can. Lulu turns around for the Glitter Lance. May have been better to just keep running. And Xerath is off farming the golems? Not sure why. Should be shoving out his lane. He has literally been left alone while Jarvan has been running around doing whatever he wants. So you gotta make the other team pay by at least taking a turret, but it is too late at this point. That wave is gonna get absorbed by Jarvan. He's gonna love that wave. It's a huge creep wave up there. And at this point, the only thing that's going to stop the blue team from winning is the blue team. If they continue to get caught out deep like this in 1v1s or 1v3s, 1v2s or 1v3s, excuse me, then the red team may have a chance to claw their way back and get money, but if they just keep grouping up and pushing as one, it will be difficult. Looks like they want to keep slip pushing, though. They still have a little bit to give, but in the game like League of Legends, you never want to really risk it by giving away too much for free. Because momentum is a very big factor as well, and that's something that you can't really measure in gold sometimes. As Mark24 getting really deep again. He's still alive, though, because of all that lifesteal, and it does enable Biggie Sexy to come in and start the cleanup a little bit, as Ezreal is doing pretty much negative damage right now to Jarvan. He is so big right now. It's in the name. And Lee Sin has found himself a bug, which he will waste no time in squashing. He's got that red buff. He's got that Jarvan red buff. And he's going to help himself to that blue buff as well. So as soon as I say that red team had a little bit of momentum, a big fight broke out, and of course in those long dragged out team fights, the blue team with their superior champion levels and items are definitely going to come out on top every single time. Especially considering how long it took for them to actually kill Draven. That was also not a good look. He lived way too long. Granted, he is very fed, but still. You got to make sure you burst down those priority targets really fast if you want to make a comeback. Draven getting stunned up by Xerath, but takes little to no damage. Another Binding Lance, plus the Lee Sin Q, he's going in all day, every day. Black Shield to save him with a nice true shot barrage. These tower dives have been going out okay. Well, as good as you could have hoped for the red team, where they're actually getting something out of it. Usually when games are snowballed this badly, tower dives are usually whatever, but I guess because nobody on the blue team is tanky enough yet, and because of all the long range spells that the red team has, they're just able to pick up these kills. Another Dark Binding lands! Oh, you should have banned Morgana. You messed up. I'm sorry, but after seeing how many bindings this Morgana has landed, that's gotta be thought about for the future. Any team that plays against Pang Smash in the future, unless you're really, really confident, probably a good idea to take Morgana away from Poseidon, because he's having a highlight reel in this game with all the bindings he's landed. Really enabling his team, though, to snowball ahead. He's already participated in 11 out of their 18 kills, too, so very impactful so far. And red team really needs to open their eyes and be on the lookout for those bindings. They're taking a lot of them in positions where they probably shouldn't be able to get caught, especially someone with Ezreal. It's quite possible that his Arcane Shift was not available, but still, gotta always be aware of that when you're in range for it. Lee Sin initiating onto 4 people, Wild Growth coming across for protection, but DFG slapped in the face by Katarina. And here comes the resets. And it is going to be all over but the shooting right now for the red team. As red team is forced to run for their lives. What's left of the red team. Demacia coming across, and that's Dead Kitty. Not much that they could do about that. And again, so early in the game right now, only 17 minutes. Red team can't even throw in the towel yet. They just have to watch as their base gets ripped apart. Yeah, and Pang Smash doing a great job this game of just snowballing their lead. Another Dark Binding lands. If the blue team hadn't already been on their way out, Ezreal probably would have died again. Dark Binded for days. So, yeah, big ups to Pang Smash for coming out of the gate strong and not letting up despite a convincing win in the first game. A lot of teams would be tempted to throw away the second game just by messing around with other champions for fun. It's good to see that they are all business. These champion picks are a little unconventional, but they are still getting the job done very, very fast. They are forcing the issue right now. And again, the red team needs to be careful about chasing too far away from the turret. Biggie Sexy should be able to get away. Or you could just go back and kill Nidalee. That also works as well. The speed boost will help to get her out of range of the Dragon Strike. But not much she can do after that. Oh, he actually does get the juke temporarily, but Jarvan able to pick that up, as he is legendary. And because of that extended chase, it drove the red team out of the base, which means that another turret will fall in favor of Pang Smash. And, yeah, that just happened. Katarina. Fedorina. Real scary. Doesn't even have 2 major completed items yet. Only the level 2 boots and the DFG, so when she does go back to buy and spend her 2,000 plus gold, that will be very scary. We'll see if Lee Sin kicks. Yes, he does. For the disruption. And they can turn this nice and easy because they are so far ahead. And Draven is hacking away like a lumberjack. Didn't even need the return on the Whirling Death. Polymorph coming across, but oh my goodness. The Damahe is too strong right now. And Lulu is going to go down before she reaches the fountain. Katarina misspaced that Shimpo just a little bit. Takes the fountain laser, but very much worth it as everybody went down right there. But they're probably going to have to leave now. As Lee Sin rotates around to the side, out of harm's way. Yeah, another binding just made. While that was all happening, Jarvan was just taking bottom by himself. Being a great team player right there, helping to facilitate the end of the game even faster. And there's really not much to say at this point. Red team got a couple kills in, but more so just the result of the blue team tower diving a little too hard too early. But that is all in the past. What matters right now is that pretty much none of the base is left for the Beast Thighs. So they are in a very tight spot right here. They're not going to be able to turn this game around, I think. Baron is probably going to get picked up soon. Ezreal throws the ulti down just to check if they're doing it, but they are not doing it yet. And the emphasis is on yet. They will get to that eventually, I think. And that's why you don't want to ever chase a lost cause like that, because that will happen. And give her the Penta. Why not? Nicely done right there by Who Is Evan. That is the dream right there, with the extremely weak and behind team clumping up as a 5 and not expecting the Katarina. As she basically nailed everybody with her AoE. Nice and easy. And there's the emphatic surrender saying, that's it. Enough is enough. Well fought by the Beast Thighs, but they just ran into Pang Smash and they were just too much. GG's.